Welcome to Tax Lagos. This is one segment that, of course, looks at the economic strength of Lagos through its capacity for revenue generation, all in the bid to bring about infrastructural development of our city, Lagos. So today, we're going to be looking at the Lagos Internal Revenue Service, LIRS, a key strategic agency in Lagos. And today we've got Mr. Rashid Oluwajayi, who happens to be the Assistant Director, ICT. Welcome to Tax Lagos.
Good morning, and thanks for having me.
What are the creative strategies, innovative initiatives and efforts to provide high-quality, transparent, customer-oriented service for Lagosians?
Lagos State Internal Revenue Service has actually expended a lot of money in terms of upgrading its technology, and recently we just launched an application which is used to interface with taxpayers and all stakeholders. The application was designed to allow taxpayers to be able to file their returns, make payments on their taxes from the comfort of their own homes or offices in the country. We've also have frequently asked questions on our website where individuals or taxpayers or corporate entities can go and check frequently asked questions on the internet. We have also got chat line on the e-tax application whereby you can interact with the tax administrator. We have a customer-oriented service with agents of about 30 who can call in or even chat with you online, and within 24 hours your messages will be responded to, even when you send an email. So those are the kind of things that we've put into interface with taxpayers. Part of the advocacy we have also done is have some of our buses branded so that we can reach out to more people and all sundry within the state. Equally, in some of our tax stations as well, we have what we call e-tax champions. Any taxpayers who is not internet savvy or technology savvy can just walk into any of those tax stations and be able to file their returns, pay their taxes at the touch of a button using some of the technology that we've placed in some of the tax stations and with the aid of an e-tax champion.
What are the various types of taxes and revenue collected by LIRS? And what is the justification really for them? And how thorough is LIRS to monitor and capture eligible taxpayers across board?
Right. The rationale for tax collection actually is within this statutory, is the provisions of the law. If you look at the section 24, subsection F of the Nigerian 1999 Constitution, which says that taxpayers are to declare their income and pay honestly to the relevant tax authority. Equally, you have the Lagos State Revenue Tax Administration Law of 2009, which also enlists the agency with the types of revenue that this agency can collect. We collect personal income tax, which is in pursuant of Personal Income Tax Act 2004 as amended. We have the stamp duties, which is also in pursuant of the Stamp Duties Act. We also have revenue and hotel consumption tax, which is also in pursuant of the Revenue Consumption Tax Law of 2009. We have the Capital Gains Tax, which is a pursuant of the Capital Gains Act 1967, I believe that was. In terms of monitoring and capturing eligible taxpayers in the country, unfortunately, we just have to tollgate them to be able to capture them. One of the mechanisms we put in place is that any taxpayer who is in need of public service, physical permit, doing vehicle registration, child ward and registration in public schools would require that they have a tax clearance, and which enables us to monitor and to ensure that this individual is a tax-paying person within the state and is also compliant. We also have a tax education enlightenment team which goes around to sensitize people in Lagos State. We call them doing a tax drive. They go around to ensure companies are complying with the tax duties and obligations. Recently also launched an application for the Ibile Hub, which is for the informal sector. And I think that's the kind of cars that were branded that you're seeing. This is actually targeting the informal sector. With the application, it allows them to easily enumerate them and put them within the tax net. Then we also have a professional unit which also deals with the professional bodies like the legal firms, the account firms, the doctors, the solicitors and all that. Then we also have the high net worth and intelligence unit. That unit is also assisting us in helping us to deal with the rich and ensure that they pay according to their worth within the state.
What are the various critical challenges LIRS is facing currently? And for clarity purpose, what is the modus operandi with regards to issuance of regular deadline update and filing of returns, and most importantly, penalties?
Right, thank you. One of the major challenges we're facing is tax evasion. Tax evasion is a crime. In my opinion, is an economic sabotage. Lagos being a large commercial hub, economic nerve center, we have suffered a lot. The number of people we have in our tax net vis-a-vis the population in Lagos, you will know that there's actually a lot of people, perhaps that might fall within that category of tax evasion. The agency is trying hard to mitigate those instances, having a collaboration with some federal government agencies to have a synergy with them. Agencies like National Identity Management, JTB TIN, to use of BVN to have collaboration with the banks so that we'll be able to profile individuals and render the necessary assessment to all. There are a lot of falsification of information and receipts, whereby individuals will tender a fake receipt. And what we have done to mitigate that is to ensure that we have a technology receipting system that would have a barcode on those receipts. And once you have a barcode on that receipt, it means anybody at any time can scan those receipts to check the authenticity of those receipts and to see if they're valid. Equally with the enterprise tax administration system we have, you can easily, with the touch of a button, check the tax history payments of any individual and presumably whatever receipts that you have in your hand. The agency also does not collect cash in any form, so we have a no cash policy in the agency, which we hope would also reduce the form of fraud and falsification. We also ensure that taxpayers sign a declaration on their annual returns. Once they sign a declaration, it means that they're telling us that the information they've rendered to us is genuine and the documents provided are also true. We're collaborating with some federal government agencies as well to ensure that we can always use artificial intelligence to mine our data and to ensure that whatever information that is supplied by any taxpayer is valid and genuine. In terms of gathering data, the agency is actually embarking on a project of data warehousing through collaboration with the National Identity Management Commission, through JTB TIN, Nigerian Central Bank, so that Nigerian Customs and Immigration. So that once we have all this data, then we can use artificial intelligence and machine learning through the use of intelligence units to be able to mine those data and see the lacunas in the filings that people have made and be able to charge accordingly.
Let's look at the capacity and strength of LIRS in the areas of ICT application, human resources development, talking about training, and of course channels of communication and inquiry portals to deliver on your mandate.
In terms of ICT capacity, there's a launch of an enterprise tax administration software which allows taxpayers to interact with the application online 24/7, and any taxpayer within the comfort of their own homes or offices. It has an end-to-end tax administration process, which means it goes from registration of taxpayers to filing online, to assessment, to objecting the assessment, to making payments online, and also to print revenue receipts. In terms of capacity building, the agency for over 11 to 12 years now, I'd had a training school, which people would normally go upon employment in the agency. Different units, different directorates go there on regular basis to do their training. Most of our staff in the agency are graduates anyway, so they're well equipped even before coming to the agency. But since the advent of COVID, training has actually been done virtually, which is another milestone that the agency has covered. In terms of channels of communication, we have a website which has a frequently asked questions. We have a customer service where people can call, where taxpayers can reach out to agents who will pick their calls. We also have social media handles. We have a customer service who handles that and interacts with people on a regular basis.
On a final note, what are the future proactive, rewarding projections of LIRS to ensure a sustainable, effective tax administration in Lagos State? And of course, your word of assurance and encouragement to all stakeholders within the tax.
The projections listed by the agency includes having adoption of effective data collection, which will allow us to be able internally and externally and through synergy with other MDAs, which will allow us to be able to profile taxpayers adequately and issue assessment so that the rich actually pay more than the poor. If we have an adoption of data collection, then we can use artificial intelligence to mine those data through our intelligence units to be able to profile people adequately. Then we're also looking at establishing a robust intelligence unit to profile taxpayers more effectively and adequately. We also need to ensure we have a continuous collaboration with other MDAs to share data and for us to be able to use such data. Then the continuous advocacy to ensure that taxpayers in the state are well informed about the taxes, their civic responsibilities, their obligations to pay their taxes. Then the continuous use of presumptive tax, again, for a particular set of people, just to be able to bring them into the tax net. In terms of assuring all stakeholders, tax evasion is a crime. Would want people to desist from doing that. We as individuals, as stakeholders, need to also join with the government to ensure that we do the due diligence, pay our taxes. It is our civic responsibilities. Paying taxes is next to death. We can't all escape it. We just have to pay it. We can trust this present dispensation and even the past that once you pay your taxes, once the government has enough funds, then the funds will be well utilized in making sure that the social amenities that we much deserve in Lagos State, we're going to get them.
Mr. Rashid Oluwajayi, Assistant Director, ICT, Lagos Internal Revenue Service, LIRS. Thank you, sir, for coming on Tax Lagos. Well, that's it on Tax Lagos today. The City of Lagos TV show will continue in a moment. Stay tuned.